right, folks, I wanted to welcome back my guest today to the show, West Coast music producer, the architect, who is also one half of the legendary Homeliss Derilex crew. Always working, staying busy. I appreciate your time today. How you been? Happy 2025.
Peace, peace, man. Happy 2025. Happy New Year to the people, yo. Yeah, man, I just been cooking, man. Been in the lab, just like, crazy working, getting ready for the 2025. I'm finished up an album with Stone's Throw. About to, we just went to mastering and whatnot. I finishing up a record with my man Saeed Tabibi, very ill artist. I got a record with Los Tones called Time Machine. I just been cooking. My man Coach Cheese, we about to drop something. I got something on the way, Mickey Diamonds.
Oh
yeah,
man.
I just been in the lab, trying to keep cooking, man. That's all we can do, right?
Yeah. Holy cow. Last time we spoke, you already had a couple number of projects already that you were getting ready to release, but they're all out now. And I saw a video where you visited Stone's Throw warehouse with Fanatic and Peanut Butter Wolf. And so was that where you guys kind of sealed the deal for the project you just finished?
Yeah, it's interesting. So basically, me and Fanatic and Rasco went to Texas and we did a little mini tour out there
Right.
from all the way at the bottom from San Antonio all the way up to Oklahoma. And on the way back, we stopped at Stone's Throw.
Yeah.
And, me and Wolf had been talking about doing this for a minute, just doing the record in general, but we were having, I sample a lot of records, right? So it would be, it's a lot of paperwork, clearing samples and stuff like that. So Wolf came up with an idea, like, why don't we use their catalog, right? Because it'd be easier to clear the sample space. They're artists that are connected to the label. So, when me and Fanatic stopped by, Wolf pulled a few records out. It's like, what do you think about these, And just gave me a bunch of records then. And he also, hooked me up with the SP404. The Stone's Throw edition.
Right. That was so dope. Yeah.
Which was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And, so we took the first set of records while we was chilling in the warehouse. I took them back and, cooked up, made a bunch of beats, sent them back to Wolf. He was feeling it. Then they sent me like a couple boxes of records. And then I just went off, man.
Damn.
Just, cook, cut up everything. Just, you know what I mean? Chop the samples, you know what I mean? And it was interesting because they weren't hip hop records per se.
Yeah, so it was a bunch of like soul. They do a bunch of soul music, right? So
their records I was sampling, I kind of was under the impression everything was hip hop. I wasn't up on everything they had been putting out.
It's different,
and They have a lot of like interesting records, jazz records.
Oh wow.
Yeah, soul stuff. You know what I mean? I didn't really sample much of their hip hop records, because I'm not going to resample hip hop stuff, but
right.
Had a lot of interesting things in the catalog, so it really made
I can't wait.
Yeah,
are you guys putting it on wax or is it CD? How you guys releasing it?
I think it'll be, all mediums, wax, CD,
and
then obviously on the streaming platforms and everything.
I can't say that I was not jealous when I saw you guys walking through like the storeroom and picking through vinyl. I was like, damn, it must have been crazy walking through that thing, huh?
I was part of, I guess you could say, the inception of Stone's Throw.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With Wolf, we released the Homeliss Derilex, Encore, all on the label. Those are some of the first singles on the label. So,
holy cow!
And then after that, I kind of went on to work with Dan the Animator and work with 75 Art. So, this is kind of me coming back to the label, I guess, after about 20 something years.
Yeah, dude.
And man, it feels good to be back.
And when you sent that note, I was like, man, I was just beaming with happiness, man. That was awesome to hear, man. So I'm so happy and just big congratulations to you for doing that. I can't wait till the new album comes out. I know that you were supposed to do some work in Los Angeles, but unfortunately, right now with the fires going on,
I want to take a second to shout out all the folks in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All the guys on the label and the women on the label and anybody going through this hard time. I want to say condolences to y'all, and we in your corner.
Yeah, 100%, man. I was very sad to see. I saw that video with Sunspot Johns, and man, just really, really heartbreaking, man. So yeah, definitely shout out and just we're thinking about y'all over here, man.
So
and hey, how have the Manic Monday sessions been? I see that you're still active in that, and you're doing stuff all the time.
Yeah, the Manic Mondays, they've been It's been crazy, man. They've been going off, you know what I'm saying? They do it every Monday. They've been, having all kinds of dope people come through from
Yeah.
Tajay, Mr. FAB, Planet Asia, you
Oh
know.
man.
Yeah, man. Fanatic and Cobb the Dentist and Mott's and the other producers, they just been laying down the foundation for the music, and Dell and all the other MCs have just been going off. It's been amazing, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a
So is
real
it
vibe.
mostly you guys like working on albums there, or is it just cooking up the beat? And how's it been? Just a big brainstorming session, right?
I would say something like that, but there's a lot of songs, you know what I mean? All the
Oh,
content, if you go to like uh
yeah.
YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So you can see all the Manic Monday content.
Oh
Uh,
man.
Cats are just recording, Hobo Junction's in the house. Shout out Hobo Junction. It's a
Oh,
lot of different Boss Juan, shout out to him. It's a lot of different guys coming together, man, and just really just vibing. So yeah, it's a good look, man. I love Manic Mondays, man.
yeah. It looked so much fun, man. I think I seen a video where you were cooking up something. Cochise was on the mic, and just looks like really, really fun atmosphere, man.
Yeah, man. It is. It is. Shout
Yeah.
out to Dell. Dell opens up his home so we can all go through there and, rock with him. So, you
Yeah.
know, he's
How
up.
many folks are in there at one time? Well, I heard it's like multiple rooms, right?
Yeah. I mean, you never know, man. No less than 15 people, I would say.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Between the producers, the
Yeah,
homies, the rappers, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
No less.
that
Yes.
sounds fun. Hey, I wanted to congratulate you on the vinyl project you just released, the Lord Anzu Orange record. Hey, did
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to tell us a little bit about that project?
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to Lord Anzu, you know what I'm
Yup.
saying? So, that's the homie. We're helping him produce his music as he comes from the planet Nibiru. We have to have theme music when he gets here to keep his vibrations right, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty
Yeah.
much what that is.
Yeah, and there's a couple different versions. I noticed that you had the blue version that dropped this month, red,
Hmm.
purple, and green in December, and then the white back in August. So all
Hmm.
different projects, but the orange one is the latest one that dropped on wax. Are any of the other ones coming up on wax too as well?
The idea initially was the music was supposed to only be on wax, but due
Oh,
to
okay.
manufacturing and just the time it takes to
Hmm.
do things,
Slow, yeah,
yeah, we felt that it wouldn't be right to like make y'all wait 8 months every time,
yeah,
you know what I mean, to hear an
yeah,
Anzu project. So, we kind of just came to the decision that, we're just going to drop them on the platforms and just give people the music.
yeah. Man, I'm happy, man. The orange one was dope. I just went through the blue yesterday, and so super dope, man.
Yeah, there's
Really
more to
good
come
stuff,
this week. More to come.
man. You
How
guys
many
gonna stay?
colors is there? How many colors we got? I think
Man, that's
any
at least
color you can think
five,
of,
man.
right? There's going to be a record to represent that color. Got
Oh
plenty
man,
more to go.
that's awesome, man. Hey, so also too, like I mean, our last interview has probably been almost a year now, but you released that project with Jihad Roughneck, the Judas Brutus album. That was really dope too, man. 15 tracks.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
you're very good at just like finding those soul samples, man, that hit hard. Man, I'm always blown away, man, on your ability to dig for just obscure samples. Hey, how was that? Did you know Jihad Roughneck before that, or how did you guys
Yeah,
connect?
actually,
Man, I like his voice a lot.
Jihad's been around for years, from
Yeah,
first sight,
absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? And I always wanted to work with him. We're from the same general area, the South Bay, you know
Oh,
what I'm
okay,
saying? And he had moved to LA though a while back.
okay.
Uh, we never got to work together in the past, like, you know what I mean? But we just had hooked up on the internet, on IG, chopped it up about it. I talked to Jasar,
Yeah.
Jasar Monumental from a
Yep.
Vendetta Vinyl. And, we were like, well, first me and him were like, we got to produce somebody. We were trying to figure out who we could get. And Jihad
Ah,
came up and, we were both like, whoa. And, he's such an ill MC. He was like, yeah, this is cool. This is going to be a challenge. We reached out to him. He was with it. And, I'll give you a good fun fact about it. So the name, right? We were initially going to do this record with Stone's Throw, a while back,
oh man.
but the scheduling wasn't going to work out, and whatever the case. But in the process of us, chopping it up with Wolf about doing it, with Peanut Butter Wolf about doing it, we were going back and forth. And, we had one name, and Wolf was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And we just kept going and going. He's like, I don't know about that one, maybe this one. And next
Yeah.
thing you know, we came up with Judas Brutus, and he was like, that's it. And kind of stuck. Even though we ended up not doing the record on Stone's Throw,
Yeah.
it was still cool to have Wolf involved in that process. You know what I mean? And he kind of really helped us come up with that name
Oh man, that is pretty crazy, man.
by the
Crazy.
process of elimination, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just saw Monumental. You co-produced the album with him, 15 tracks, and just yeah, really a great project, man. I think that one dropped on Wax too, right?
That came out on Wax, dude, but honestly, we did such a small run. I have all kinds of people. The orders went faster than we can get them back. It was just like
Oh,
a
I
disaster,
could.
man.
It was a
In fact,
dope
guys,
project.
there's a couple guys. I'm gonna take care of y'all, man. It may not be Judas Brutus vinyls, but I'm gonna definitely lace y'all up with. But the thing just blew off the shelves. We didn't really. It was such a limited press, man, and
Yeah, it was a freaking great project. That's why.
yeah, man, and
Yeah.
yeah, you guys need to go check that Judas Brutus, man. People need to really listen to that. I think, and we're working on the next one too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's just me and Dressar was like, yo, we got to come with another sound palette that's like
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I mean? Because that one was really good.
Oh, super good.
Just the beats. You know what I'm saying? So we just like trying to cook up. Jihad's been on us too. Like, yo, we got to get this done. So
Yeah.
expect another Judas Brutus, and this is gonna be we're gonna blow your socks off with this one.
Hey, and also, man, and portion of 2024, you also dropped the project with Brycon, Samsonite Survivor. That was another banger right there, man. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. It's funny. I like Brycon hit me up and he was like, "Yo, Art, let's do something."
Uh-huh.
And I'm got so many things on my plate, but he stayed on me about it.
Okay.
And got it done. I got to really take hats off to Brycon. He came up with the interludes and concepts
Yeah.
for the whole, Samsonite luggage idea.
Yeah.
And
How'd you guys meet? He said that y'all was did he help you find a studio place or were you guys
I've
working?
known Brycon for a while, but
Okay.
basically, well, in recent times, when I was on tour with Souls of Mischief, I basically was in a different studio in the same building as Brycon.
Okay.
His studio was in one room, my studio was in another. I was gone for over a year, and it just didn't make any sense for me to be in the bigger studio I was in. So when
Yeah.
Brycon moved out, I moved into his. Yeah, man. And I known him for quite a while. Another great producer off the Bay Area,
Yeah.
another one of the illest guys, man.
I think there was at least 20 songs on that record, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was some joints on there.
Yeah, that was really good, man. And as I mentioned, man, you've been busy. You dropped Beat Tape Volume 2 last year, and then you had the 404 album and SP 404 sessions. Are you as much as you've been working, are you gonna be doing equally as much touring too in 2025? Anything lined up at the moment?
Nothing lined up at the moment. I'm working on something in Japan right now.
Mm.
Uh, we're trying to put some of the little pieces together for that with my man Il Shuggy.
Oh shit.
Homeliss Derilex seems to be a thing out there.
Yeah.
You know how it is. The company I work with, Sonicware, is out there, and it's the machine I'm using right now on pretty much everything I'm doing. So I gotta I got a little connection to Japan, man. I got love out there. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
love the Derelict. I love the support I've got over the years. So it's not a money tour, like a big old money thing. I'm just going just to show face and put feet on
Yeah.
the ground and like touch down with the people who've supported me, all these years. So, but yeah, this is the
That
machine here, guys. The Lo-Fi XT.
I saw a couple of videos. So you work for that company and
Yeah, they show me love as far as they've sent me their instruments. You know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, and
that's crazy,
I
man.
got to just shout out Sonicware. All my latest projects have been done on these machines. I
Oh
love the
shit.
sound. I love the sound of it's like a 12-bit kind of style sound. It goes 24-bit too, but it just sounds like hip hop. Makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah,
So,
hey, that is exciting. Is there plans with Grand to get up there with you, or is it going to be just an architect trip out there?
oh,
Uh,
you know what, man? It's probably just gonna be Architect kind of
okay,
representing Miss Derelict, doing some DJ sets, beat sets.
exciting.
Hey, if I can get Grand to come out, of course that would be amazing. Either way, I just want to get out there and just, show
Yeah,
face, like I said, and touch down with the folks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys have.
As of right now, it's going to be probably most likely me DJing, doing beat sets, playing classic records from Homeliss Derilex, things you may have heard, not have heard,
Yeah,
stuff
exciting.
like
Yeah, I noticed that Graham just hopped up on social media again. Is he what? Is it something we should look out for, or what do you
that. Yeah,
think?
we kind of I've been sending him beats, he's been
Oh
in the
man,
lab,
dude.
so we'll see if we can get something done. I stay on him about it. So we'll see
Oh
what
man,
happens. I'm you
very
know,
exciting.
yeah,
Nice, man.
definitely.
Well, hey, man. Also, too, man. I just love. We often use social media to go back and travel into time and remind ourselves of all the amazing work that we've done. And one in particular, I saw that you shared a post about the work that you did with Opio Vulture's Wisdom, right? So yeah, yeah. So are there any plans to make more? I know you have two projects that you did with them dating back to 2008, and then the second one in 12. What's the? I mean, you're absolutely close with them. You did the tour with them as
Yeah,
their
yeah,
DJ.
yeah. No, that's family.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, they've been touring still. So I didn't go on the last tour that they were
Okay.
doing. I kind of just fell back, did my thing, working on the Stone Soul record and all these things. But
Yeah.
once he settles down, because they were still out on the road, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure we'll get back in the lab and
Yeah.
start cooking up again. Actually, we started a project with Jay Cyanide. Shout out Jay Cyanide.
Oh
Um,
man.
and we're working to finish that up. So yeah, we got some things in the works.
Okay.
I got this. I also got the record with Tajay. You guys can
Yeah.
probably find that. Black Tech. And then I have the 3 different joints with A plus.
Yeah.
I
Oh
just
man.
got to get with Festo, man. I just got to go Festo, man. You know what I'm saying?
I actually was gonna say that too. I was like,
Once I do that, then I guess I would have all of them, right?
how did you meet Souls of Mischief? Did you meet one first or them as a group?
Kind of met dudes in the 90s, just floating around in the
Yeah.
scene. We had some mutual friends. You know what I'm saying? Being in the Bay Area, you know, Oakland is a place where, a lot of the action happened back in the day as far as,
Yeah.
went. So I would be out here a lot until I actually moved up here. I can't even remember when we actually met, but I mean, I can say we've been in each other's pathways for years, like since the 90s. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. All those projects are super dope, man. Oh, golly, man.
you know
Can't.
what I will say though? I will say my main connection really started though with making music with the different guys in High Road was when I had my studio at Hyde Street,
Yeah.
and their studio was like next to mine in the building or whatever. So
Yeah.
we'd be over there, chief and smoking or whatnot in my lab or whatever. Dudes come through, we just rock out, make some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing a song with Encore. A plus came through, got on the song. It was kind of just that mutual creativity, and I think it just, you know, here we are.
Yeah, you mentioned A plus, man. Dude, that's another great album I love, man. And you shared that post recently was the Black Adam song that you did from your Free Dope album in
Mhm.
2020. Is that your only project with A plus? Man.
Oh no, we actually have a total of 4 projects from that period of time. We have
Oh,
Free Dope, Chamber Games,
I haven't
Black
heard of it.
Switzerland, and then we did a Christmas album. So that Cold Country post you see during Christmas time with the beige back with the orangey beige background and a little chocolate Santa Claus
Yeah.
Christmas album that me and A plus did, to top the year off. We basically did 4 records that year, the year of COVID, and just
Yeah,
locked ourselves away in the studio.
I got to go back and listen to Christmas one. That's right. I did hear Black Switzerland. And then the Free Dope album, was that the one where it had the Star Trek video that you guys did?
Yeah, that's Free Dope.
Dude, hey, can you give me some background on that? That video was freaking hilarious, man. How did that happen? Where the hell did you guys even find the set to be able to do a video like that?
It's crazy because so basically I didn't really know the dudes that well, but the
Yeah,
homie
yeah.
Cochise know the guys, right? And there's uh Pickles and another guy, I guess their house. This was in their house, and
That
the
is
guy, one of the guys was like a Star
crazy.
Trek fanatic, I guess, and they built the Star Trek control room, or
Yeah,
whatever that room is. It's built inside of their house.
that
So
is
you
nuts.
like
They was
go in
all
their
dressed
house,
up and
and
everything. It was on
as you
point.
walk through it, by the time you get to like the back of the house, you go through a door, and it's that. So
That
out in
shit.
San Francisco, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'd
Yeah,
never seen it till then. I was like, wow.
yeah. I seen you like creeping out the door. I think you had like a space gun or something like that. But
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. No, that, hey man, that was crazy. I mean, and then the
it
guys in
was
the
dope.
video, the one guy, the Captain Kirk guy, that's his house.
That
It
is
was
that.
his house.
I thought y'all for a second had some like connecting in Hollywood or something.
Yeah,
Bro.
right,
That's
right.
a
No, no,
trip.
right in the bay. Yeah, it's
That shit
crazy.
looked on point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Oh man, yeah, Free Dope Man was a great album. I really enjoyed it. So man, I failed to know that there were 4 other projects. I got to go back and listen to a lot of that stuff, man. Sounds like you're always working like multiple projects at the same time, man. What is your key in terms of like just balancing all these projects and getting them done one at a time? And you have no problem releasing the projects, but man, I can imagine it gets stressful a little bit, right? Cooking up beats for different projects.
No, well, I try to make a lot of music. You know what I mean? Just in general, like I'm making beats all the time so that, I kind of can plug in things or, you know what I mean? Kind of work with the artist once I get their vibe. I usually have already a catalog of music that I already made.
Yeah.
And, I'll make stuff on the spot too and everything. But, you know what I mean? The general idea is like I'm making a bunch of music regardless. And
Yeah.
then if I find a MC, singer, or whatever it is, we just kind of like will vibe together. Then from there, I can build out the beat more
Yeah.
or leave it how it is,
Yeah.
because you gotta, I make a lot of stuff, but I try to leave room for the voice as an instrument.
Yeah.
So my beats aren't so busy necessarily. It's enough so the singer, MC, instrument, whatever it's going to be, has room to get onto the actual track. So
Yeah, how important is video content to you? I mean, you got the beats. You're very good at making videos too. How important that is that in your calculus when you're doing promotion and just making music in general? Do you make the videos too?
some of the videos you see, I've made videos. I
Yeah.
cut. I haven't shot any videos, but I'll like edit them.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but I mean, I'm just getting used to the video content thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The content creation situation. I didn't really sign up for that when I became a music producer and decided it was going to be
Right.
a career. But I understand how things are, so I'm really just trying to develop how I'm going to approach that. I'm not a big fan of per se me in a video. If the
Yep.
people who are rapping or singing or whatever, of course they want to be in the video or whatever. But
Yeah.
obviously if I'm doing an instrumental record that's getting released on a, pretty big label, I'm gonna have to have some visuals. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna figure that part out. I'm gonna be starting some podcast-esque type
Oh,
things where
I
we're
can't
doing some
wait.
beats. I'm gonna keep it real though, y'all. I'm not giving up my secrets. That's just not how I do. Like I
Yeah.
don't like not my job to teach you how to make a beat.
That's
I
right.
understand it, and that's just me. Other guys can do that. I'm not doing that. And I don't spend my time teaching you how to make beats. If they want to come in and vibe, but reading the manuals and you know what I mean, studying and learn, that's something I did. And that's how you develop
Yeah.
your style and get a great understanding of the instruments that you're working with.
Now, I
Yeah.
think that's a great point that you bring up, man. It's just you have to figure out how to shape the music that you're gonna make, right? You don't want to copy anybody, right?
And like I said, there's different eras of doing this.
Yeah,
Now I came into it, I didn't even know what a sampler was.
yeah,
I had to
yeah,
figure
yeah,
that
yeah.
out.
I know. Yeah, back in the day.
Like, what are they doing this on? How are they sample? At the end of the day, it wasn't no Google. There wasn't no
Yeah,
stuff to get the information. You had to get it from people. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And you had to know the right people. And
yeah,
depending on where you were at, I know guys who, they got samplers directly from Molly Mall and this kind of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah,
they're getting taught right on the spot from some of the people who innovated and even invented these styles. I
yeah,
particularly didn't have that. So I had to like figure out what truncate meant. I had to find out what sampler was. I had to take the bus to the music store and ask them, what do you guys think is going to work? But then at this era, they didn't know what a sampler really was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it
That's a
was
good
new
point.
and they weren't necessarily hip hoppers at the music store. So, I'm just saying all to say that this is part of the experience and
Yeah,
it's the experience that
that's
makes
what
you
I
go.
like.
You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? It's not just making music, it's the
yeah.
experience that goes along with the music, as
The
they say, right?
story.
So
Yeah,
that energy being involved, you don't want to miss out on that sitting around looking at somebody tell you. It's cool to have somebody tell you a few things, but even with this machine, I had to figure it out.
That's crazy.
They didn't have like they have a manual, but I mean words are different. Things are in different places. But by figuring the machine out, it opened up a few little doors and I gave me some new styles, you know what I'm saying? I came up with some methods and different things that I necessarily haven't done before. So, you know, with that said, like I said, I'm not going to be giving up all my secrets, but you can definitely come into my podcast, listen to some dope beats, chop
Dude,
up some stuff, you know what I mean?
there
And,
you
you know,
go.
I can give more information as to the idea and the theory of what this beat making stuff is about more than
Yeah.
just showing you what button
Oh,
to put.
that's great, man. The experience, and that's true, man. I was like, man, I wanted to DJ back in the day, but I couldn't figure out who owned the damn turntable. So,
Well, see, my father was a DJ, so I
yeah,
was
that's
lucky
right.
enough to access the turntables early.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm saying, so I had turntables as a little kid, like,
yeah. But sampler,
maybe,
that's a different thing. Yeah. Oh, I
yeah,
couldn't
no,
figure it out.
and that was the part because, I got a 4-track, right? Because I thought everybody did it on a 4-track. I did tape loops, but I had got the 4 tracks. I thought that if you did it on the 4-track, you could put your drum machine, and I don't even know I was thinking at the time. It wasn't the way to go. I needed a sample. After going through all these different things, though, I finally got to the EP. Well, the first sampler was a Casio. Then I had a EPS, the original EPS,
Yeah,
and SB12 at one point. But I
yeah,
figured out. Well, first I had the SB12, but it only had like 5 seconds, and I was like, I can't do what I
yeah,
want to do. Like, I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
understand.
Well, five
You know what I'm
seconds.
saying? I saved up all my lunch money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get
No,
this thing right. So ended up getting the EPS, and then from there, that thing had like I think 45 seconds or a minute, and the rest is
yeah.
history.
So we talked about your dad being a DJ. He was really big in the scene, and that's awesome that you got to learn a little bit about DJing from him and just how it works. And so I read that there was a scratch named after you. Are you a big scratcher in general, or do you know the story behind that?
Well, there's like a scratch they talk about. There's a scratch I do that I know it's a scratch I do. And it
Yep.
resulted in me doing a particular type of scratch that Premiere kind of used to do, the little sharp, you know what I
Okay.
mean? But when I did it, it went backwards.
Oh,
So
nice.
for whatever reason, when I learned how to do it, it was backwards. The way it sounds, it's not sounding like it's going for kind of sounds like similar to the same thing, but it's backwards. And
Oh, okay.
I didn't really even know that it was attributed to me that way until like my man Butch Swim and told me that, there's guys out here saying this is your scratch. And I hear people do it is my scratch, though. I mean, I know it's something that I could say. I haven't heard nobody else really do it other than me. And then
Yeah.
I've heard people kind of seem like they were doing it.
Yeah.
And it's just a little slower though, not quite in the pocket of what I actually do. So
Yeah.
I could tell that they don't that's not something that they were originally doing. You know what I'm trying to say? Just
Yeah.
like what I was trying to do the premiere thing. I couldn't do his thing. I ended up with my own thing. And then,
Right.
you
That
know what I'm trying to
experience.
say? So,
Yeah.
I'm sure if he heard it, he'd be like, oh, damn, dude's doing my thing. That's kind of like my scratch, but it's kind of backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, the sound, it's hard to explain, man. It's scratch talk. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I per se didn't name the scratch. I don't know what it's named. I
Okay.
just, hear about this these
Yeah.
days.
No, I thought that was a cool story. Well, good
Yeah.
man. It was so good to catch up with you, man. I love it. I'm excited for the Stones Throw project.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope we get it sooner than later, but I know there's got to be a lot of work in post production you got to do, and just waiting for vinyl takes forever in general, man.
You know what I
So
mean? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's
But
always
yeah, y'all. In fact, hold on. Let me
yeah. Let's see it.
Lord Anzu, he had to go back to Nibiru for a few days, but he'll be back next week. But I did want to promote,
That's dope, man.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the new record, the new vinyl.
Who came up with the
Again,
logo?
say again.
The logo is dope too, man.
Oh yeah, man, shout out Unjust. Unjust, he produced a record just recently with Brother Ali.
Oh man,
Yeah, he did the logo, man. That's my graphic guy, man. He be holding me down. But yeah, man. So y'all, man, 14 minutes of beats.
I love it.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
Yeah,
brothers, definitely
super
y'all come
dope,
out,
man.
check
Well,
this out.
hey, what? So you mentioned that there is going to be another Anzu record that'll come out real soon. Another one in the color scheme. Any other major projects you got that we should look out for that you want us to know about?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my man over at Thick Crates. I got a joint with Mickey Diamonds right now. He's finishing that up, so that should be hitting here soon. Just finishing up a record with Cochise that we'll be putting on vinyl.
Full length.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a 7-inch.
Oh,
You're going to get about 14 minutes of music,
sick.
you know, so that's plenty.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
you
wait.
know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
got I'm working on a project with I got a couple things, man. Like I said, my man Saeed. And yo, I want everybody to go to YouTube and look up Saeed Little Number. The video just dropped. You guys look up Saeed Ghost.
nice.
If you really want to treat your ears, you need to look into this artist. He's amazing. We just finished the album. These are his own personal songs that he's produced, but amazing music, man. In fact, I was
Where's he
listening,
from?
scrolling through the IG, seen his song, heard it, and was like, yo, I gotta reach out to this dude. And then, you know, from there, he hit me back and we got a full album. I'm hoping that album's gonna drop. It's gonna drop soon.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're gonna put it out quite yet.
He's
I
from
want to
Cali?
shout out the say again.
He's from Cali?
No. He's out of Miami.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's
Man.
some like, I mean, I can't. It's some soul singing kind of fusion stuff we doing, but it's
Oh
really good,
wow.
man. You know, what I mean, good feel good music, good for the soul.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm super
And then
excited.
Time Machine is the record I described with the cassette that I just finished.
Yeah, and that's a solo.
No, this is Los Tones.
Oh, Los Tones. Okay, you're gonna
You
do it
know,
with
the
them.
group Los Tones, you know what I mean? Some you know, younger guys or whatever, but this will probably just, you know, we just made a time machine. It'll take you right back to 93.
I love it, man. It's a good
Yes.
time. It's a good time for music.
Yes, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
and I'm excited about the Japan thing with Bill Sugi. I can't wait to see photos from that trip, man. It's gonna be Japan as well, man.
Yeah, it'll be my first time there, you know.
Oh
So
my God. Yeah. Oh man, you're gonna be out there and it's gonna be wild. And very, very exciting to hear that. And then just all the future projects you got coming. I can't wait, man. Gotta work on that Festo one too as well.
yeah, right.
Yeah. I hope
Yeah,
I
man.
hope complete circle. Um, but yeah, hey, with that, man, thank you again. I have you know, I like to close out my interview with just some lighthearted questions. So if you are good, I'm gonna kick them off, man.
No, definitely, man. Yo, man, thank you again for having me on, bro. I
Yeah,
always appreciate it, man. I love your support. I love, like, you know, the guys you have on the shows and the
thank
women you
you.
have on the shows, man. And yo, man, I really appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. I can't wait till you start doing that podcast thing too, as well.
Yeah, it's
So,
gonna be interesting, man. Shout out my man Just Jay, shout out Fanatic, shout out, you know, Dale again,
yeah,
Coach Cheese, all the folks, you know what I'm saying? All my people, man, to be holding me down, man.
yeah, you got a great network. With that, hey man, what are you a believer in UFOs? You see all them reports of like UFO things all over the world?
Yeah, you know, I think it would be kind of ridiculous to think that it was no one but us here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the universe, right?
All right.
Uh,
You think that stuff is fake or the stuff that we're seeing right now, or is it something going on?
you know, I don't know. You know, I would think this, guys, that if I was flying from another place so far away, I probably wouldn't be using metal.
Right.
So if I see metal, that makes me wonder. When I see the little light orby kind of stuff that looks like some technology that I never seen before, that
Yeah.
kind of makes me be like, oh wow. But when I see things made out of metal, I kind of just be like, that might be a drone or some kind of government, you know,
Yeah.
because metal just doesn't go out of our atmosphere very well, right? So,
Well, hey
yeah.
man, first thing you would buy if you won the lottery.
Oh wow, 10,000 lunches for the homeless people.
Oh, I like that, man. That is good, man. Very
Healthy
cool.
lunches too.
Yeah. Very
That's
nice.
what I would do.
All right, and my final question for you is: what is your favorite guilty pleasure?
My favorite guilty pleasure, you'll see me sharing hyraxes. They're these small creatures that go a wawa.
I don't even know what that is, man.
Yeah, it's a hyrax. If you go on my page, I share them a lot. And
Okay.
people DM me like, you're obsessed with these things. I'm like, I'm going to get one. There's these little small, they look almost like
Are they lizards?
no, they're like they're mammals like
Okay.
almost like a groundhog or something like this, but
Oh, okay.
it's got fangs and it makes this weird sound and it's hella cute.
I
What
like
can I
it.
say?
Architect got a soft side. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. Hey, with that, thank you again. I look forward to all the amazing projects. Now I want to turn it over to you, man. Any final words before we close this interview? I think you did them already.
Man, like I said, once again, I want to say, everybody in LA, you got our prayers are with you, y'all be safe out there, man. Stay out that smoke. And, hopefully these fires can subside soon. Once again, man, love, peace, and happiness, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know what I mean? That's what it is, man.